So as we covered in our last video, Vegas is showing real signs of decline, and one of the most popular questions that pops up is, Steven, when are the resorts going to lower prices? When are the resort fees going to go away? When is the paid parking going to be taken away so people will come back? And the sad state of affairs for these casino companies is that they simply cannot. It's impossible for them to do so. You see, I think that the casino companies have entered into what I like to call the casino death spiral. And in this video, I'll make the case for that death spiral and how it all works. And more importantly, I'll ask, what does it all mean for you? But before we get to all that, we have to understand how we got here and how the casinos built their properties and their entire empires on a house of sand. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. Let's take a tour of the Las Vegas Strip and explain why, in the next few months, if things don't really turn around, the casinos could be in serious trouble. Action. You see, in the reopening of Vegas after COVID-19, offers were plentiful. Even mid-roller gamers were getting the deal of a lifetime to come back and just put any amount of money into the machines. But as things rolled on and the economy seemingly churned on with stock markets that never seemed to go down and stimulus money and saved cash, the casinos kept increasing their prices. Increasing resort fees, increasing parking rates, increasing convenience fees. I'm surprised there's no ice machine fee, and I hope that a major property is not watching because it'll be pretty easy to do. Yeah, the raising fees might have made total sense, make some revenue back, but unfortunately, as it's turned out, in the last 6 months to a year, things have gotten different. How different? So different that I can time travel and tell you about our sponsor. Things are so different these days that you can gamble from the comfort of your own home and get special tailor-made offers that are completely legal and compliant in whatever state you live in. So head on over to notleavinglasvegas.com/casinos. It'll be the first pinned comment in this link and get a special offer just for you. This is a huge company listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange at gambling.com, not some weird crypto casino where you got to learn how crypto works before you even do it, or some Chinese company stealing all your data and sending it over to the CCP. These are special offers like matching your deposits when you make a deposit up to a certain amount, maybe giving you thousands of dollars in free spins or thousands of dollars of losses waived every day. We get a little affiliate commission if you use our link, but what we have to do is talk about now the deal that casinos just like this one made, the deal with the devil that has been pulling them down ever since they made it, and the serious implications that it makes in your life as a visitor to Vegas. Now I'm going to snap my fingers, but I don't know how to snap, so on the count of 3, we'll hear the Nintendo Switch noise as we transport ourselves out. 1, 2, and... So what, pray tell, is this proverbial deal with the devil? Well, it all started back in 2014 when the Cosmopolitan, now owned by the MGM Resorts International Group, sold itself to Blackstone. They didn't sell the casino inside, but instead they sold the casino property and the land that it sat on. This set up a trend with casino companies smelling money to fund projects in faraway lands, with MGM selling several of its properties, of course the Venetian and the Palazzo being sold off. The new owners of Vegas are giant, huge hedge funds who are looking to grow their assets under management. And with this comes the concept of a casino leaseback. And if you don't know what that is, get ready to have your head spin as you understand fully why prices in Vegas have only gone up every single year. You see, back in 2014, the Cosmopolitan decided to sell itself to BlackRock. It sold its property, the building itself, and the land, and formed what was called a casino leaseback. And very soon after, the dominoes started to fall, with companies like MGM Resorts International selling the Bellagio Hotel, the land and the hotel property, to a huge hedge fund. Vici International, Vanguard, corporations started getting into the Vegas scene and offering up big, huge pallets of cash for casino companies to sell the most valuable asset that they had. The problem with casino leasebacks is that year over year the rents go up. Your new landlord expects, in some cases, 2 to 3% more this year than they did last year, causing some of these agreements to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars in rents every single year. And where do you think that comes from? That comes from stuff like resort fees, parking fees, those fees that keep escalating, those room resort prices, where you check into your room and it always seems to be a little more than the last time. Yeah, this is what you're ending up paying for. So in short, the casinos don't actually own the Strip anymore. The Strip is essentially owned by giant, huge hedge funds and corporations. So before we get back to the casino death spiral, we have to talk about how you play a part in all of this. You, me, and everybody who does a transaction in Vegas stays in a room, sees a show. we essentially become the human fee machine. Fees for every little thing, and those fees are the most important thing to the casinos at this point, because without the fees, they wouldn't be able to generate their extra 2% of profits needed to meet their rents every single year. Without the fees, their stocks would tumble. Without the fees, the casinos would be nothing. So to break that fee cycle down and get rid of it entirely would cause absolute chaos in these casino properties. But it's more than just the fees in 2025 that have people upset. It's the other hidden costs. And you ask, other hidden costs? And I say, oh yes, there are a lot of them, of course. You see, the casinos have taken to all sorts of nasty tricks in order to get more money out of you. Oh, it's this part of the video where I'm supposed to tell you to subscribe to the channel if you've gotten anything out of this video. If you've learned anything, I'm going to do more updates just like it so I can bring you the real news here in Vegas. The ones that, maybe the casinos don't want you to hear. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Do you feel nickel and dimed in this town? Do you think the casinos are in a death spiral? Or am I losing my ever-loving mind? You see, it's the hidden fees in Vegas that you don't even see, that you don't even realize you're paying. I mean, obviously, we have things like the resort fee that we see on our bill, and we have parking fees that we see when we leave the parking garage. But what about the fact that casinos have started surge pricing and hiding the price on things in the gift shop, jacking the price of a bottle of water from $6 to $8 when it's busy here in town? Or live entertainment taxes that are imposed, and then extra taxes on show tickets, or in the case of convenience fees at restaurants when you're already paying a tip. These fees are crazy and they're not going anywhere, so why not just dial it all back? Why not ditch the fees? Why not just get back the goodwill and get the people back into Vegas? Because there's one group that these casinos need to cater to, and I got news for you. In 2025, I don't think it's you. You see, first and foremost, these casinos are reporting mostly to their shareholders. Sure, they want you to have a great time while you're here in town, but at the end of the day, the casino is a business just like any other business, and it comes down to their profits, which comes down to the so-called casino death spiral that I talked about. Just think about it this way. If the casinos fail to make their profits and fail to increase their revenues, they'll fail to make their shareholders happy. If their shareholders dump the casino stock onto the open market because they haven't gotten their revenues and they haven't made a profit, then the casinos won't be able to make their ever-increasing rents to the new landowners who they've likely by now sold out to. And if that happens, it puts the entire company at risk of either going belly up or having to exit the Vegas market. And while a lot of these companies have started focusing more on Asian markets, we got a fake monk. Hi, how are you? Good. It doesn't mean that that's where they want to be. They need to have a presence in Vegas because it still is the biggest global gaming market in the entire world. I didn't need to see his butt crack when he took off that costume. Talk about childhood trauma. And here's a real scary part. If things continue to take a nosedive and the economy doesn't get better, people don't stop sitting on their cash and don't start traveling soon, we're only going to see more cuts. Recently, MGM Resorts International got rid of all of their concierge human beings, saying and claiming that all of us visitors just like to deal with apps a lot more than people, which I don't buy for a heartbeat. Do you like to deal with apps more than you like to deal with people? Tell me in the comments below. But we're looking at a future with new fees, hidden charges, maybe selling assets and properties, a whole new set of casino owners on the Las Vegas Strip, more automated check-ins, and possibly even robotic bartenders is what I'm hearing. But we'll have to wait to see what the future does hold, because 6 months can make a big difference in an economy, and we're only about halfway through 2025 as I make this video now. I'm interested in hearing your comments, and as always, if you just found this video browsing through and you find it interesting, be sure to subscribe. I like to come out and do these videos on the Strip, as challenging as it is. And as always, you're the best part of my day. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment below. And now it's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? Looking at the camera and saying 3, 2, 1, and click!